This is a story about revenge, about resilience, about something worth protecting so much that you'd risk everything for it. It's also a story about a very stupid decision made by a very hungry bird. It began with a single mistake, a moment driven by hunger, instinct, and a choice that would echo through the peaks of the wild. A hawk, sharp-eyed and swift, spotted a snake's nest hidden beneath warm rocks at the edge of a cliff. With precision, it descended, snatched one glowing egg, and vanished into the sky. But what it didn't know was that the mother snake saw everything. She didn't hiss, she didn't strike, she followed. Across ridges, through icy winds, over forests thick with mist, a serpent slithered with unwavering focus. Days passed. The hawk thought itself safe, feeding in distant cliffs, circling above, oblivious, but every perch it chose, she was close behind. Every time it slept, her scales brushed against the rocks below. Birds fly to escape. Snakes endure to survive. And so the hawk flew higher, deeper into the mountains, where few creatures dared go. There, the air grew thin and cold, and jagged rocks scraped the clouds. Here, the hawk felt truly alone. So it perched atop a dead tree, wrapped its talons around the egg, and settled in for the night. But when the moon painted the snow, a sound drifted up from the frozen ground below. It was slow, steady, like scales, sliding over stone. The hawk stared into the dark and saw nothing. But the silence wasn't empty. It was watching. Morning came, and the egg was gone. Not cracked, not broken, just missing. The hawk searched every branch, every crevice. The wind offered no answer. But far below, hidden beneath the curve of roots, the mother snake curled around the egg once more. Unharmed, unbroken, retrieved without a trace. You might think this is a story with a clear lesson, a cautionary tale with an obvious end. And you wouldn't be wrong. But here's the thing. Nature doesn't always play fair, offer neat lessons or happy endings. Sometimes it just is. They say that egg was no ordinary shell of life. Inside, it was the last of a line, an ancient bloodline that pulsed with memory, a connection to the earth that went back to when time was young. The hawk hadn't just taken food, it had taken a legacy. And the snake, ancient and aware, had risked everything, not for vengeance, but for protection. You can judge the hawk, of course. Call it reckless, selfish, stupid even, but maybe, just maybe, it acted out of desperation, driven by the same instincts that pushed the snake to slither across barren peaks and brave the hunter that awaited below. Maybe both creatures were simply doing what they had to do to survive. We often see animals as instinctual, driven only by survival, but sometimes their actions carry intentions deeper than we understand. There's a wisdom beneath feathers and scales passed not through words, but through watching, feeling, and never forgetting. This is a story about remembering, about debts, both taken and given, about the echoes that linger long after the last note has faded. The hawk took something that wasn't rightfully its own, and nature made sure that it paid the price. Do snakes usually climb sheer rock faces? No. Do hawks lose eggs to mountain serpents? No. But this isn't a fairy tale. It's the wild. And here rules are bent and balance is restored. Not in neat stanzas, but in acts of daring, survival, and sacrifice. In the high peaks, the hawk changed the way it lived. No longer did it stoop to such low hunting. Instead, it soared high above, snatching prey from the skies. Other birds joined it, not because they had to, but because they understood the risk of chasing easy meals. The mountains became a place where birds kept watch, forever vigilant, forever grateful for the perilous price that was paid. The snake, too, altered the way it moved, how it perceived the world. While most snakes glide through sandalped glades, this one climbed. It scaled sheer rock faces, balanced on narrow ledges, always alert for aerial threats. It became a master of the heights, forever wary, forever ready. When seasons turned and snows fell, blanketing the land in white, a new understanding settled over the mountains. Birds and snakes, predators, both learned to respect the other's domain. In the skies, a hawk circles high, keen eyes scanning the slopes below. On the rocks, a snake basks, alert and uncoiling, ready to strike if need be. And when they meet, when their paths converge on these wind-swept heights, they acknowledge the debt, the sacrifice, the legacy. For a moment, the hawk pauses its hunt. The snake stills its silent ascent. And in that shared breath, they remember the egg, the price, the pact. In the annals of the wild, their kind is known. The hawk that dared steal from the serpent's hold and the snake that climbed the mountain's face to claim what was lost. Their names echo through the ages, whispered on the wind, carved on the stones. Some say the hawk changed its ways out of fear, driven by the snake's relentless pursuit. Others say the snake evolved out of respect, acknowledging the hawk's aerial. But all agree on this. The balance shifted that day. After the egg was returned, a new understanding dawned. In the high peaks, where eagles dare to soar and horned snakes rule the stony heights, a lesson unfolded. One driven by hunger, the other by protection, both etched in the rugged landscape. Sometimes nature's balance hangs on a single choice. a stolen egg, a desperate climb. Sometimes change comes not through might, but through understanding. Sometimes the smallest act ripples into profound shifts, reshaping lives and legacies. I tell these stories to learn alongside you, to ponder the intricate tapestry of existence. It's a privilege to explore, to question, and to marvel. But today, I have a request. I want to hear from you. Have you ever witnessed a shift in nature? Perhaps an animal's unexpected adaptation, a surprising interaction, or a moment that challenged your understanding of the wild? Share your story in the comments. Your experiences, like threads in a vast tapestry, enrich our understanding of this intricate web of life. Together, let's weave a richer narrative of the wild. Let's talk about it. Stories like these remind us that in the grand theater of nature, roles aren't static. Each player adapts. Each action resonates. The hawk that ventured too low and the snake that scaled the heights, their choices echoed through generations, shaping behaviors and destinies. Across the vast expanse of the wild, news travels on unseen currents. Whispers through leaves, scents on the breeze, echoes in the streams. The serpent's quest to reclaim its legacy and the hawk's retreat to safer skies became a tale told and young birds hearing of the hawk's daring exploit learned the perils of lowland hunting, and fledglings watched as their elders soared higher, forever mindful of the snake's unwavering spirit. Similarly, the tale of the determined serpent inspired awe and respect among hatchlings. As they slithered through sun-dappled glades, tales of the climb served as a reminder, urging them to be vigilant, to respect the skies, and to honor their heritage. In this way, the mountains became a place of shared understanding. Each sunrise brought a renewed sense of responsibility. Each snowflake a silent testament to the pact made. The hawk's vigilance ensured the safety of the slopes, while the snake's presence guarded the skies. Their paths remained separate, yet their lives intertwined. Theirs is a tale not of animosity, but of mutual respect, a tribute to the tenacious spirit that binds all living beings. As years turned into decades, the hawk and the snake became symbols of their craft. The hawk symbolized daring, resilience, and the audacity to venture where few had gone before. The snake stood for tenacity, determination, and the courage to face seemingly insurmountable odds. And so the legacy of the egg lived on, not in the bloodline that could have been, but in the transformation of two solitary creatures. They continued their unique ways, forever marked by their shared history. For some, the hawk and the snake may seem forever at odds, locked in an eternal struggle. But in the high peaks, where eagles dare to soar and horned snakes rule the stony heights, there's a different understanding. A stolen egg, a desperate climb, a pact forged in the face of adversity. It's a story that transcends the immediate, echoing through the ages, reminding all who hear it that sometimes the greatest battles are fought not for territory or dominance, but for the preservation of identity, for the right to exist in a world that's ever shifting. If you found this tale intriguing, I invite you to dive into more stories where nature's wisdom intertwines with compelling narratives. Click on the video that appears on your screen now. It's a world of wonder waiting to be explored. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the chronicles of the wild. If you found solace, insight, or inspiration in these tales, I invite you to express yourself. Your comments are like stars, illuminating the shared experiences that connect us. And if you feel a kinship with my narratives, I encourage you to subscribe. Together, let's keep the stories alive.